So number one thing, most beautiful thing, is the Rocky Mountains that are behind me. Just beautiful. Canada is gas prices, or petrol prices, or diesel prices, whatever you want to say. You can see on the sign behind me there, 102.9. that's $1.02.9 per litre. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be posting the gas prices converting into your currency right there, so you can have a look. But the gas is insanely cheap here, and it allows you to get around this gigantic country for cheaper. Hey guys, number 3, as you can see by the size of the road behind me, is the size of the roads here in Canada. They are massive. The shoulder that I'm stood on now is about the width of a normal lane on an English road. You could probably fit 2 roads side by side here, 2 English roads. Hello guys, number 4 is houses. Houses in Canada are a lot larger than the ones in Europe. Houses vary in sizes, and I'm walking around an extreme point right now to show you, but basically you can see people have multiple garages and they have big houses. So the housing sizes are much bigger here, and necessarily they're built better and just better laid out than those in Europe. Guys, number 5 is quiet green spaces and cycle paths. Canada has so many quiet green spaces and cycle paths, even in cities. Some cities like Calgary are 40% green space. Think about that in your city. Hey guys, now number 6 is a really cool one, and I've come here to a bank to explain it to you. So here in Canada and America, we have drive-through banking. Behind me is a drive-through bank. Yeah, that happens. And number 6 is convenience, because convenience is really something that I was not used to in England. Parking was a nightmare everywhere. Here in Canada, parking is blissful. You've got drive-through banking. Hell, everything is drive-through, and everything is super convenient. You're never far away from somewhere easy, quick and fast to get dinner. You're never too far away from somewhere you can get alcohol. You're never too far away from a grocery store. You can always get parked. You never have to pay for parking, and Hell, every gas station in Canada, I think, has a washroom or a toilet which you can use and is unlocked. You can just walk in and use it. And I guess that's why they used to call them servo. Well, why they call them servos in Australia. But yeah, so everything is super convenient. Whereas in England, I was constantly hunting for washrooms when you're on trips. Services are few and far between. And there you go, guys, just to explain convenience. Number 7 on the list is weather, guys. Now, why is weather one of the 10 things that I love about Canada? Well, here in Calgary, not only do we get lovely, dry, sunny, warm summers, we get cold, snowy, and very, very, very sunny winters. And we have the longest ski season in North America, which is freaking awesome. Some of the best mountains to ski on in the world. And you know, you can also get a thing called a Chinook. And the Chinook can raise temperatures in the winter from -30 to +15 degrees Celsius. And you can still go to the mountain and ski. How awesome is that? So number 8, guys, is cost. Cost of everything here in Canada is much less than the UK. Now I kind of subtract food from that because I think food is a little more expensive. Most things cost the same, but I would say fresh fruit and vegetables are more expensive in Canada just because they come from further afield, whereas Europe is relatively mild, so they can get most of the fruits and vegetables from close by. But for example, cooling your home, electric, gas, water, building supplies, whether it's stuff like lawnmowers or it's chairs for your patio or it's plants for your garden, chances are it costs less here in Canada than in the UK. You tend to be able to find what you want for a decent price at a store, whereas in the UK you have to order online to get a decent price. So number 9, guys, is cars. Now cars like this in Canada are cheaper to buy for a start off because there's more of them, but you would not find a car like the one I drive in the UK, and it wouldn't be common. It's a 3.6 litre V6, which is petrol or gasoline powered if you're American. And this car, I wouldn't even be able to afford to run it in the UK, even if I did manage to find one to buy there. Now, if I said to somebody in Canada or America, I have a 3.6 litre V6, they'd probably say, oh, that's okay, like nothing special. But in the UK, that's a huge engine. But here, like 300 horsepower, like in this car, is nothing. And for a car guy like me, that is a great thing, and one thing I love about Canada. Finally, we've reached number 10 on our top 10 list, and it is arguably, I've saved the best for last, and it's people. Now this one, it cannot be purchased and you can't find it everywhere in the world. It is people. People in Canada, no matter where they've come from or their background, whether they're Canadian, whether they're Albanian, whether they're Colombian, whether they're Mexican, they are all beautiful people. And I would say 90% of the time you're going to find the politest and most generous and nice people here in Canada. And what also goes with that is service. Now, one thing I haven't talked about is a lot of people in North America, they don't like the tipping culture. If you come from Europe or the UK, you probably think, oh, why am I doing this? Why should I have to tip? Well, you don't have to tip here in Canada. If I get crap service, I'm not leaving a tip, but that rarely happens, so usually I'm leaving a tip for the person. In the UK, there were times where you know, I'd be waiting forever for the check to come so I could pay, and we were debating walking out of the restaurant because the service was so crap. And even like when I go back to the UK and just witness the service there, it's mediocre. Like, people don't really care, and that's because nobody tips, so you end up just wasting your own time and having a worse experience all around. But people here are so polite, they're so welcoming, they're really open with you, they'll talk to you if you talk to them and make an effort, and I really do love the Canadians for that, and that makes number 10. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel.